be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you are notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. Hey. All right, y'all. So y'all see who it is?
Hey, y'all.
This is Laura. If you don't know, first time here. I'm Rhonda from Rhonda's Red Sauce. This is my partner, Laura. Laura, good people, good people.
Nice to meet you.
Laura, for those that don't know her.
I'm
out in the DMV area at Laura's house. And y'all, I held off on eating any kind of African food until I said I wanted to have it with Laura. I wanted to have my first experience with my barber. So we got some food. So, okay, baby, can you tell them what we eating today?
Yeah, we're just eating West African chicken stew with fufu.
Got the fufu here and stew here. So,
yep, and it has like chicken, peppers, very hot pepper. So yeah.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I gotta hold mine up, y'all.
They want to see you eat. Yeah.
Okay.
So I gotta just say, what do I do with the fufu?
Okay, but you're gonna have to put it down on the table to
do the
eat
fufu.
It. Yeah. So all you're gonna do is just take a piece and scoop it up.
Take a piece and then scoop it up.
Yeah. So take a piece.
Okay.
And you can show them when you know. So you can take a piece of it.
Okay.
And
I like how that feels.
And then
my fufu, y'all.
Yeah, and then just scoop it up with your...
This is hot, right? It's
spicy.
spicy.
It's very spicy.
Ooh, it's just hot too, temperature-wise.
So yeah, so just scoop it up, and then you eat it like that.
Whoa.
You have to eat it with the... The fufu kind of helps to, for me, cool it down a little bit.
Spicy, but good as hell. Super good. And y'all, let me show y'all a close-up on this real quick, because I don't know how it look like. Our setup a little different, so I want to pan over and show you guys what it looks like. So 1 second, let's cut to that real quick. This is good. So it's my first time having any type of food. This is from West Africa, and the spiciness of it is really good. It is spicy, very spicy. I like the texture of the fufu. I like that a lot. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but that is really, really good. But this just tastes very comforting. It seems like that it would take hours to put something like this together, as deep and as rich as the flavor is.
It's spicy, but you don't want to stop.
Right. It's gloomy out here right now, so this is kind of perfect, actually.
Yep. It has like peppers all in it, and the reason why I suggested this dish first is because it's chicken. So I think if you're just trying, African food for the first time, if it's new to your palate, I think it's just to start off with something familiar that you may know.
Chicken is tender. Very tender. This is good. Very good. You had this when you went to Ghana?
A lot of different stews, but some of them have different meat in them. Some have chicken, some have goat. They have a spinach stew, but all the same concept of a stew with a starch, like the fufu. They also have something called banku, but basically the same idea of, you dip your starch in the stew. It's really good.
Yeah. It's been a pretty chill day for us, y'all. Like I said, it's gloomy out here, so we in the house all day.
So what would you rate it? Look, she can't even stop to give her rating for it. That's how you know when the food is good.
0 to, like, out of 1 to 10?
your experience?
I'm not gonna eat this pepper. I know that. Actually, I would give this a 10. I give it a 10 because of the richness of it. I could tell that this was made with a lot. It felt like love to me. I'll tell you that. Like I would love to have a big pot of this in the refrigerator to go to, you know what I'm saying, to get through like a gloomy, like a rainstorm or something like that. I would love to have something like this. Like the flavors are bomb. So I would say 10. Like this is something I would absolutely eat over and over and over again. And I really love the combination of the fufu with it. I'm enjoying eating with my fingers as well.
Yep. It is a little spicy.
It is spicy. It's good though. It's really good. So that's why I wanted to eat with Laura. I know that she's actually been, to West Africa, and to me, her palate is like a little more advanced than mine is, and I didn't want to do too much too fast. So I think that this is a great way for me to ease into eating certain foods. You know what I'm saying?
And let me say this too. Like, by no means am I an expert.
No,
I think that there's definitely like a conversation, around, African American trying African food. The way I look at it though is just like we are celebrating it. We want to learn more. Mm-hmm. We have an open heart. We want to know. And so also just, in the comments, those of you who are from West Africa, or your parents, or you are directly, like, we're willing to learn. Mm-hmm. I'm open to learn. That's why I like to try different food, because it's a learning experience.
It is. It is.
And you feel connected, like, to our roots. So it's never to, be disrespectful or anything. It's like, I love learning about the different cultures and flavors.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like you keep breathing because it's hot, but it's so good.
I ain't even open my water, y'all. Because the heat it lasts, but not a long time. Well, yeah, the kick isn't like unbearable, I should say. So as y'all see from the title, we're gonna be doing a story time, y'all. Mm-hmm. Our first story time together. This is actually gonna be from our trip that we just took to Tampa. And if you missed the Tampa vlog, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to go ahead and post a little link here across the top to pop up for you guys to go and check it out, see the things that we did. We were there for 5 days, 6 nights.
We had a great time.
We did.
This one thing.
It started off a little rocky. I'm going to tell you how it started off rocky. So we got there on Friday. And my day started off rocky because my flight got delayed. 2 delays, so I had a 2-hour delay. Apparently there was some mechanical issues with the plane, so I had to wait for 2.5 hours. I gotta go ahead and say this part too real quick. I'm not gonna go into details about it, but I sat next to a Karen on an airplane. Y'all know who I'm talking about? What I'm talking about.
So that already started your vacation off wrong.
It was rocky. I sat next to a Karen who I felt like it could have been something, but I was very committed to not feeding into her bull. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to have no issues to where I'm on a no-fly list, okay? You're not finna mess up my opportunity to travel. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It started off rocky, y'all. Very, very rocky. So, Laura was at the airport. She made it to the airport before I did.
Mm-hmm. I was just chilling, waiting.
How long was you there before I got there?
Maybe like two hours, 2.5 hours.
And it was supposed to be longer than that. But anyway, my plane came in a little bit early. But anyway, she was at the airport. She was so cool about it. It's one thing I love about Laura, y'all. She's so chill. I'll be the one making a big deal out of stuff. And she's like, babe, it's fine. Like,
I'm not always chill, but thank you, babe.
She way more chill than me. I'll say that. So when I told her about my delay, I was very frustrated because like I wanted to get to her already and get our vacation started. You know what I'm saying? Like when you be in that mode. But she was like, don't worry. I'm just going to wait in the baggage claim area. I got work to do. Don't even trip. As long as it takes, doesn't matter. I'll be there, right? So we get there. Now let me tell y'all that we could have rented a car, but we went into this like we're going to just Uber. We're going to Uber around the city. so that we could drink freely, enjoy ourselves, and not have to worry about whatever. And not to mention, I'm not familiar with Tampa at all. I don't know what their driving systems and what it looks like to drive there. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to just use Lyft.
Yeah, Lyft and Uber.
Lyft and Uber. So it's crowded at the airport. What you could tell where people were like with the riding apps, people were getting picked up at the airport. So we called for a Lyft. I used the Lyft app for this particular car, and to have a regular size car, it was like I don't know, like a 30-minute wait or something like that. That's something Lyft, baby. It was like a 30-minute wait or something like that. So I ended up getting an XL. I got an XL, and our bags were pretty big. So I'm like, whatever, we can use the extra space. So I upgraded to XL, and XL was actually a lot closer. They were like, XL is probably like 5 minutes away. So maybe you want to tell the story a little bit? You gonna jump in?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in, y'all. It's hot.
Oh.
The food is hot, so I'm sitting here like, yeah. Look, my African American tongue palate is like, whoo, girl. I have to call on the ancestors to come help me out, because I need to be strong. But yes, so he pulled up. So yeah, so we took what, Lyft or Uber?
We did Lyft. And then, let me say this too, but before you jump into your part real quick, because you know I'll be telling all the details, y'all. We're waiting on him, and he got like an extended cab, like a 250, 350, or Ram, or whatever kind of truck it was, but it didn't have the cab, like the back on it at the time. All right, so we're waiting or whatever, and I could see, you know, on the app you could trace where the person is. So it said that he was in close proximity. So my phone rings, and it said potential spam. So it was really late. So I'm like, this must be him calling me. And I pick up the phone, and he's like, hey, Rhonda, this is Brian, your driver. He was like, can you tell me what number you're at the airport? So I tell him where we are. And he was like, all right, great. You know, he had a great attitude. He was all nice and everything. I was like, okay, all right, got a truck. You know, we're going to be comfortable. We're not that far from the hotel. Boom,
Yeah, we
right?
weren't far.
We was less than like 10 minutes away, y'all. So he was like, I'll be right there. I'm in a white truck. I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all. So he pulls up. So you want to pick up that with?
So he pulls up. He already has search and rescue on his car. So for me, when I saw that, I was just like, oh Lord. And then his license plate didn't match the license plate on the app. So that's already kind of like a red flag. I mean, if you take Uber, especially if you're alone, definitely would not recommend doing that. But it has happened before where I've gotten in Ubers and their license was not updated. So I was like, okay, you know, it's the both of us. That does happen.
And
cool.
And we did ask because I was like, this don't look like you. That's what I said. Remember, he pulled his mask down and was like, no, it's me. And so, you know, at this point, I'm frustrated from flying. Laura said she was cool with getting him. So we go for it.
Cause I'm like, he gonna take them both of us. No, I'm saying, but no, when we got in the car, it didn't match up. You know, the name didn't match up. You know how you can see your name when you get in the car.
Oh, my name was on the thing. Yeah. My name was on the app when we got inside of his car.
So that was a good part, but after that, it all went downhill, child. As soon as he locked the door, we went in there. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. And you ever seen, like, the move, like, that show Cops or something? I was thinking in the back, like, how the hell am I gonna get out of this? Like, she's a runner, she's a track star. I was just thinking, like,
I hope these doors ain't got no childproof lock on them, because I'm like, I was looking at stuff in there already that I could break the window with.
I was thinking we're gonna have to stop, drop, and roll.
No, I was
you
like,
know they teach you how to get out of a bad situation. You just get out of the car.
When you can't drop, and roll if it's locked. You know what I'm saying? The door is locked. So I saw things already in the truck, y'all, that I could have used to break the window. So let's just start off. We about to start off, y'all, with the things that he said when we got inside of this car. So mind you, at this point, we see it's a search and rescue van. The license plate don't match up. His face is a little bit sketchy at this point. You know what I'm saying? But everything is happening so fast. So we finally get inside the truck. Okay. So what did he say, babe?
So we got inside the truck and he's just like, you know, I don't want to violate your constitutional right. If you don't want to wear the mask, you don't have to wear the mask.
And we was like, okay, cool. Like, but
yeah.
we wear the mask, so you know we're good.
Yeah. So we were just like, nah, we're good. And then he was just like, asking us where we're from. And I said, you know, I usually say, you know, DMV area. Well, DC, I said DC. And he was just like, oh, well, down here in Tampa, you know, we have real rights, or you get real freedom down here in Tampa, and I'm just thinking, well, what type of freedom?
I have no idea what he was talking about. He was like, you will get some real freedom now that you're in Tampa. Now that you're in Florida, you will get some real freedom. Now, mind you, he kept on looking at us in his mirror. He kept on looking at us. And then when we mentioned where we were from, he's like looking or whatever, and he goes, so y'all friends? He's like, y'all together? And we like, what? Because I'm thinking, like, what does that have to do with this ride? Y'all, this is an 8-minute ride. There was no reason for him to ask us that, right? So I could feel Laura's energy, and I'm sure you probably felt mine too. But go ahead, babe. What did we tell him?
Oh, we got tense. Yeah, we definitely both were kind of just tense. And yeah, he said, how do we know each other, right?
He was like, y'all friends?
Are we friends?
He was like, y'all a couple?
Yeah, he was like, are y'all together?
Yeah, we were like, no, we're not together.
Yeah, we said we're just friends.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, because I know you're from LA. Like, you know, whatever that. He was like, that seems like a pretty liberal place.
Yeah, and then he took a pause and was like, so then how y'all know each other?
Yeah, and I was like, we went to college together.
Why are you asking me that,
Yeah,
sir?
and it was just like, what? Because at this point, I'm thinking, like, at this response, I feel like the way that we respond at this point is going to determine if we make it to our hotel or not.
And I'm not answering you. Like, I'm not.
I went ahead. She stopped talking. I went ahead and was engaging.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't engaging. I was just like, okay, because, I mean, I'm not about to tell you my business. Like, and already I could tell what your disposition is about certain topics. So I was just going to leave it there.
Yeah. And then he goes on to tell us, like, well, what part are you going to? What are you doing while you're out here? We were like, we kind of mentioned some things we were interested in. And he was like, oh, well, that's in Ybor City. He was like, in Ybor City, you know, after 11, it gets real thuggish out there.
As soon as he said thuggish, I was just like...
We was like, what? He was like, I don't know what else to describe it as. And he was like, and if you're a white couple out there, all they do is just punch you in the face at night. He said, I blame the media. And we were like, what?
He said they walk up to you. If you're a white couple, okay, some of y'all might be from the Tampa area. He said, if you're a white couple and you walking down Ybor City, that people will just walk up to you and punch you in the face. You just minding your business, they're gonna walk up to you.
And if y'all from Tampa, is it Ybor? Is it Ybor? I don't know how to pronounce it. We don't know. I've been hearing both, so I don't know. Tell us which one it is, y'all. But yeah, he told us that. But the way he said thuggish, the way that the word came off of his tongue was just so like, I'm letting you know, like, I'm spelling it out for you how I feel. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. So he did that, and then what was the final thing that he said? What else did he say, babe?
Oh my God, it was just so much. It was the thuggish. It was the Aria couple. It was the he was just, he's a retired cop. He was in the military.
Oh, he made it very clear that I'm in the military.
That he was in the military. He's a retired cop. Cop. So, and he had pictures of him and his canine dog. I'm like, I just, and he wasn't mean. He wasn't mean.
But it was like nice. It was nice, nasty. It was nice, nasty.
Undertone.
It was nice, nasty.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know what I'm saying.
And then when we got back to the room.
I went ahead and took a screenshot. I was very uneasy at that point.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I wasn't really sure if we was going to make it back to our hotel. And not even make it back. We hadn't even been to the hotel. Now, I'm looking at the app, so it looked like we were moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? That nothing fishy was going on, but anything could have changed at any moment. You get what I'm saying? So again, at this point, I do have an exit strategy in terms of how to get out this big ass truck. Mm-hmm. I do know how I would break the window. I see what I can grab or whatever, because I'm not really sure at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just real sketchy right now. And then it's probably some things we missing too, y'all. But I mean, the thuggish comment, asking about us as being couples. I mean, being a couple. Our constitutional rights, like all this stuff that was going on. Because if anybody knows, if you ride share, that's something that's you're required to do. It's to just put on your mask. You have to agree to even do it before you can even accept a ride, whatever. So the whole constitutional thing, just whatever. Put your mask on, go about your business in the car, whatever. That's how I feel. Yeah, we were masked up the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And right now, Florida doesn't have the mandate in place, but we kept our mask on the whole time. That's a personal choice for us. So anyways, we get to the room and I'm just uneasy, y'all. I'm just like, yo, I feel some kind of way. I done sat next to this Karen. We done had this run-in with this Uber driver, and I go ahead and take a screenshot of his picture that was on his profile, because of course now it wants me to rate him. It wants me to give him a rating and a tip and all that kind of stuff, right? So I take a screenshot of the picture, y'all, and I blow it up. So we in the car, the dude, Brian took his hat off to, like, his head was sweating and he had a bald head. So I saw him wipe his head off, right? Now, he's the type of, he had the skin tone where if he were upset or hot, his skin would turn extremely red. He didn't have like an olive tint to his skin at all. You know what I'm saying?
An olive undertone.
At all. It was like, it was very pink. And like I said, you could tell that he was already sweating, so he wiped his head. So his neck was already red, which means his head would turn red and stuff too, right? His face was red as well. So we get back to the hotel, y'all. So I take a screenshot of the picture and I'm blowing the picture up. I'm like, babe, this is not the man that picked us up. This is not the man that picked us up. The man in that picture almost could have passed for like maybe Filipino or maybe even like Latino to a degree. But
it wasn't him.
He had olive skin, is my point. This was a man of color in the picture. But the man who picked us up, it was not the same person.
It wasn't him.
At all. And so we like, we like are so grateful at this point that we made it to our hotel, number one. And
because you know those pictures on the app are small.
They're very small. And like I said, everything was happening so fast. He jumped out, was picking our bags up. So I'm looking at the picture, but I didn't have time to blow it up, y'all. But when he pulled his mask down, I'm thinking like, is that him? I can't really tell. I needed to blow the picture up, but I didn't do all of that. And point is, I'm grateful that we made it. And we were very cautious. After that,
after that, we checked every license plate. Okay,
we were very cautious.
I'm going to the back to check the license plate.
And that we had to. And there were times when we got picked up, you know what I'm saying, where like the car was in the middle of the street and it was cars behind them. But it didn't matter. Our safety is the most important thing. And I want to say this: I don't take Lyft and Uber a whole lot like that, but I definitely learned my lesson in terms of like making sure you're careful, you know. And we did meet a driver where we did ask him about. He was a very nice guy. And he did say, he was like, no, there can be times where it does take time to update the license plate. So he did say that. Okay, cool. So that's one thing. But I also feel like there's an opportunity for Lyft and Uber to also say, hey, this driver, there's information pending about their license plate or something.
To let the rider know.
To let the rider know. Because, I mean, that person could, so it messes up the rider and it messes up the driver because depending on the person, they may not want to get in the car with you, which is valid reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's an opportunity for that.
I mean, and I also think that it was just a lesson that, you know, coming from certain cities, going to a new city, you're going to come across different people. So the way his undertone and the things that he was saying, we could kind of tell his outlook on different things. And, you know, being from where we're from, Washington, D.C., L.A., it's here, but it's not as present as when you go further south. And it was evident.
And it also felt like a be careful in the city kind of vibe, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know, and that's maybe what I'm getting at. And again, I think we're missing some of the things and comments that he made, but he said a lot in the 8-minute ride, y'all. A lot. And we were so damn happy to get out of that car. Like, I was so happy.
Yeah, thank God it was a short ride. You know, we were in like his search and rescue kind of truck.
And it had, the windows were super tinted, y'all. Yeah. Anything could have been going on inside.
So it was just, it was not a great start to a vacation. But when we got to our hotel, we were just like, thank God, because I don't know what you would have did, babe. You know, some people, they take off the headpiece to the back seat and you could bang it on the window.
It was a piece of like wood or not wood. It was something at the bottom that had like metal that I could have picked up. I mean, my best thing I could have did was break the window so we can get out.
Listen, so the question to GP fam, do y'all ever think in your head of like extreme situations or what you would do to try to get out?
I always do. I'm always like that. Like even one time, I told you when me and Toya went, we went on a trail, we went walking, and all I was thinking about was a bear coming. So I had my plan on what I was gonna do. I mean, but this was probably a dumbass plan that I had in my mind, but the point is I was thinking about a plan about something that hadn't even happened and wasn't probably likely gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I'm always thinking about ways to get out. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing I learned, y'all, when I did a fire class when I worked at my last job in healthcare. And in the fire class, what I realized is that we let our guards down a lot too much, where we're in places, we don't know the address where we are. So if you got to call 911, you have no idea where you are. Because you can't just be like, I'm at Target. When the city got 7 Targets, you got to know exactly where you are. I realized 2 people don't know where the exit is. You don't know alternative ways to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really pay attention to what's around you. Yep. And we really let our guard down. So for me, once I took that fire class, which is also really conflicting with the fact that we got inside of this.
I know.
I can't believe we actually got inside of this ride.
We just kind of just want to leave.
And I'll tell you this, is that for real, I think we were so anxious to get back to our hotel, which doesn't make an excuse for us. We do have to take responsibility for the fact that we shouldn't have gotten in the car. We should have just waited. But that was the thing, was that for whatever reason, it was like 20, 30 minutes to get a car. And his was just readily available, you know. But, yeah, a mess, y'all, okay?
So yeah, that's some tips too. Like if you're, late and you're traveling in Uber, always check the license plate. I think it's always safe to share your ride, share your location with someone else. If you're traveling to a new city, if you know someone out there, let them know, hey, I'm gonna be in this area. Just so, even if y'all not meeting up, just so that they know, or you can ask, hey, do you know this area? Is it kind of sketchy? So you have an idea of like where you're going.
Yeah, and I also think just looking back in the conversation with this guy is I wish I wouldn't have made it clear that we were not from Tampa. Like, I think that that's something that people could prey on as well. It's like them that you're being an out-of-towner or you new here for the first time, they could take you anywhere and do anything and it wouldn't look, I feel like they could try you is what I'm saying. So depending on because some drivers don't talk at all. This dude was talking the whole time. And I think it's about being very careful with the information that you share is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I mean, I do think that sometimes they can tell that you're not from a place because if you're looking out the window and you're just kind of, you can kind of smell it.
Yeah.
But I also think, to piggyback off what you said, even if you have to say, oh, my cousin who lives here is meeting me at the, or I have, my boyfriend, my girlfriend who lives here, they're going to be waiting for me downstairs. So that way they, you may not be from here, but you have someone from here waiting for you.
Yeah, and not to mention too, you could be from somewhere, but maybe you haven't lived there for like 15 years. Like,
right.
So yeah, I may seem like a visitor because whatever, but I do have family and friends out here. Like you said, I'm not out here by myself or whatever. So I don't know, y'all. Anyways, we are glad we made it, y'all. Glad that we here right now.
It was like, okay, and it's like we realized we in the South. Some cities you realize it's built up. Tampa is it is a booming city. It's a growing city, but it's still the South. And we had other Uber drivers tell us, we told our other Uber driver what happened. And he was like, there are some people out here who are
X, Y, and Z, about certain things, and are very in your face about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like, But I just thought that was a very interesting way, and I think that the whole prying into us being a couple was like, bro, like this is not appropriate at all. Like, what does that have to do with anything? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And like at the time, what did I have on? Oh, all I had was my hair pulled back. I had my hair was braided and pulled back. Which I could have had a husband. You don't know that? I could dress like this and have a husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just think that was too much. The prying was a lot.
I also want to know, you guys talk in the comments, other queer couples, do you ever have to go through that where you're on vacation, where you feel like you may not be able to share that your relationship, or you feel unsafe, to share? Because I do feel like sometimes I'm in situations where I'm just like, do I share? Do I not share? Because you never know what type of environment you're in.
Because I think the one thing that, I'm not knocking Tampa at all, but I do like that we had certain stuff planned out. We weren't around a whole lot of people. Because, again, California, LA is a very different place than Tampa. And the parts of Florida that I have been to, very different. So it's a lot easier for me to just like be in Laura's face and do whatever in whatever kind of setting. For me, I'm more comfortable. But we also were really in environments where there weren't a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was a lot easier for me to be comfortable with us. You know what I'm saying? Because absolutely when I travel, like especially in the other countries and stuff too, I definitely look into like what is it like for queer folks.
You have to know. And we did see a queer scene in Tampa, so there is one. I think it's just always good to do your due diligence, like you said, and know what areas. So yeah, it was crazy, but we made it.
We did.
Thank goodness.
So again, check out the vlog. It is the video before this one. But there was a pop-up earlier in this video to take you there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know if you have any questions or whatever. And like I said, I take full responsibility for the fact that we shouldn't have got in the Uber to begin with, y'all.
And have you ever had a crazy Uber or Lyft experience? Yeah,
have you had a crazy Lyft or Uber experience? What happened? Because I just saw a situation, 2 people been getting kicked out of Ubers and Lyfts because they're not wearing the masks and stuff like that. Just different things going on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, share with us your ride experiences that you had. If you have questions about our story, let us know. So
all right, y'all.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the food.
We're gonna finish up this food.
We are, y'all. So thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.